A Ramakian tale, Ramakian. The word Ramakian, which is actually written, if you ignored the silencing marks, as Ramakiarti, and is the Thai version or adaptation of Valmiki's Ramayana. Valmiki was a rishi many thousands of years ago who wrote the Ramayana. It is a Vedic epic myth, or not a myth, depending on what you believe. And it is such a complex and large topic to study that I will have to change my plan from making a blog and an ebook into making a podcast as an audiobook. And this is the beginning with the introduction to the Thai Ramakian, the Ramayana, which is, as we say in Thai, Bot San Sern, is a hymn of psalms and a story, a poetic story, which is a psalm in honor of Rama, who is an avatar of the god Vishnu, who was born on earth, and in the story takes up a war with the demon giant Yaksa king Totsakan in Thai, or Ravana in Hindi. And it's a love story, but it is actually based in a time before the humans were on earth, when beings lived for tens of thousands of years and had supernatural powers, or what we humans call supernatural powers. And I will begin this introduction with a small introductory talk, and then we shall look at the family trees of the main types of beings to be found in the Ramayana, and then of course some of the Himapant animals which appear, which are not always main characters but are all important figures and denizens of the world, the Himapant world, which is found and contained within the world of the Ramakian myth. Firstly, one should look at how the Ramakian came to be. You have to look back to the pre-Buddhist era, when the Hindu cultural traditions finally extended themselves into Southeast Asia and infiltrated the cultural traditions of Suvarnabhumi, which means Southeast Asia, around Thailand, Burma, Laos and Cambodia. The Indian civilization then and now were what we and those of that belief refer to as Hindu, which actually comes from Sindhu or Sindhu, which refers to the Indus River, and actually what came to be referred to as Hindus meant the people who came down from the Himalayas and settled in the Indus Valley. And so there's no such thing as a Hindu really. There is the Sindhu people who came down from the Indus. And so this is where the Ramayana was written and came from Vedic texts of the Sindhu or the Hindu or the Brahman faith and belief system, which actually contains hundreds of subdivisions of different belief systems, such as Jainism and Brahmanism and the Shaivites, the Shivaists, and so on and so on. The Hindu religion has three main super gods who stand above all other demigods. These super gods are creator, destroyer, and avatar or protector, savior, messiah. And these three are known as Pratsiwa, Pratisuwan in Thai, or Pratsiwa, and in Hindi or Devanagari is Siwa, and Pratvisanu, Vishnu, Shiva, Vishnu, and Praprom, Brahma. And these three combine together to make one single deity known as Trimurti. It is important to know these god forms despite the fact that Thailand is a Buddhist country, a Buddhist faith, has also Muslims but is considered a Buddhist country. And Thai Buddhism is inextricably intertwined with Brahmanism and the Vedic belief system. And so such demigods as Hanuman and Tawitsawan, or, well, there are different names. I will try to reveal the different names in Devanagari or Hindi and in Thai of each character, so that the comparisons can be made between the Indian Ramayana or Valmiki and the sage and the Thai Ramayana, all versions, the first two of which were written by royal kings of Thailand. These were written in verse or prose and are literary works of art in themselves, which is part of what makes the Thai Ramayana a study for itself, which is, although a recounting of the same story which was written by Valmiki the sage, or the Lersi, the Rishi hermit, is still in its own right studyable and considerable as an individual topic. And after looking at the Indian roots and the Indian definition of the story, we shall focus, of course, on the Thai version, because this is indeed a Ramakian tale and not a Ramayana tale. Pratsiva or Pratisuwan is called in Devanagari or Hindi Shiva, Siva, or Shankar, because normally Hindu people will not say Siva, they will say Shankar, because the name Siva is too sacred for a human to be saying too lightly. Siva is the destroyer, and Pratvitsanu or Pratnarai, in Thai we call Vishnu Pratnarai or Pratvitsanu. He is the Te Puraksa, the defending angel. And then the third is Praprom Brahma, who is the Te Pusang, the creator, the builder. Some people will worship the god Shiva more than the other two of the Trinity, and these will be called Siddhisaya Ved or Siddhisai Ved. In Thai we would say Siddhisaya Ved, which would actually mean devotees of sorcery. Those who worship Vishnu or Pranarai in Thai would be called Sid Visanu Ved. Those who believe in Vishnu believe in the idea that Vishnu will split himself up into 10 incarnations and come down to earth to be born as a savior to humans and suffering beings. The most important of these avatars, which are documented and seen as important and highly documented in both Thai and in Hindi, is one particular avatar. And this was the avatar which happened in the Tawabara Yuga, or the Tawaraban Yug in Thai, which means the age of the Tawaraban. The Tawaraban in Thai would mean dog gateway guardians. This is not necessarily in reference to the Yuga or the era in which Narai was born, as Prat Ram or the god Rama, Prince Rama. Prat Narai or Vishnu or Visanudev comes to earth to save humans and to save extremely dangerous situations where the survival of humans on earth is in danger, or where evil beings, maras and demons take control and run amok, and he is the punisher of those demons. Another of his important incarnations was the incarnation as Prakrit Sanat, or Krishna, the Krishna avatar, which is also an avatar of the Lord Vishnu. But in the Thai Ramakian, it is the avatar of Param, Prince Rama, upon which we will focus, because the Ramakian focuses on his life and the events which surround his life. The love story, the war against evil, and perhaps tells a historical tale of prehistory which has not yet been proved, but which some paleontological and some geographical phenomena seem to confirm or suggest might be true, and in fact not just a myth, but something which really happened. This introduction ends with a sneak clue as to what part 2 will be as the story begins, with some slightly academic, but I hope not boring, for those who are truly interested and those who are students of the Thai Ramakian, with a family tree of the Yaksa families, the humans, and of the Vanoras, which are the monkey-bodied type humanoid beings, such as Hanuman, who was the monkey general of Prince Rama in the war against the Yaksa king Totsagan. And so I will leave you with this introduction and invite you to subscribe for part 2, where the tale begins for real.